Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Divinity Original Sin. Continue. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. I am a little tired because I had a very busy day. Okay, I made notes. Kissa etsi vesialueelta, okay. There was cat and thrift travel harbor. I am just thinking, sorry. Cat lost its color, and without that cat's color, he can't woo some feline. That was it, right? Yeah. I remember.
Oh, he's good to be employed.
Our hero, through and through.
Can't thank you enough for your help.
Our hero, through and... By every blowfish in the blue, these are some scallywags.
Is that a good or bad thing?
Nice day on the water, innit?
I hope that's good. I have been there apparently.
Halt! These gates are to remain closed at all times. Captain's orders. Wait a second. Well, I'll be a little red imp's uncle, the Source Hunter. Sorry for the gruff treatment. I didn't recognize you right away. Please tell me, how can I aid the investigation? You can see security's tighter than ever around here since that surprise attack the Orcs put on a fortnight ago. They did enough damage to shake up Ahu and Captain Aureus something fierce. We can only hope to hold back the undead and these left-field Orc attacks long enough for reinforcements to arrive. You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the wilds to me. You may have the right number of champions in your party, yet in experience, I think you're lacking. Of course, the choice is yours, but are you sure you want to venture out? Thank you for heeding my words of warning, Hunter. Cyseal needs you alive and well.
Okay, so apparently I can't leave yet.
I can't even smell the sea air over this rock.
Wait, there was this area. Let's go.
Fresh haddock, perfect for a fry-up.
Join the Spud Club if you got an
Rooster?
Don't talk to me. You're making me lose focus.
What are you doing here?
Can't you see I'm busy modeling? Obviously, someone's plumage isn't magnificent enough to inspire genius. All those naysayers in the past. See what I've become. Hundreds of years from now, people will wonder, who is that cook? It must have been a grand cook, so inspired.
Red and orange
Phrasing.
and green, the finest veggies.
Ah, hello, proportionate one. Oh, I can see from the symmetry in your face that you are a great fan of the fine arts, no? I'm a painter by trade, as you can see, but a cartographer at heart. You might think there isn't enough work for one of my talents in a downtrodden city like Sicil, and you'd be quite right. I travel around Andervale, mastering my craft and finding new subjects to add to my litany of lovely portraits and complex maps, like this rooster I'm working on now, and the landscape that surrounds him.
Actually at the entrance. Let's vendor.
Source hunters, eh? All right, proper. We're finally getting a hand. Things is chaos. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like me dear plump Ogget, the finest in me herd.
Yes, sir.
Sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Wait. We found a sheep in a...
I recently sold most of the tender loves to a trader heading north. Plenty of business that way these days. Those miners must be preparing for a mighty great feast. Wish I could have a nibble on my dear darlings, all ground and spiced. Now that the herd's gone, old Birch is just scratching by like a hen till the next batch of beasties comes through. Oh, Ogget, you're rotten to the bone. Oh, me poor, sweet, plump girl. You've been wasted entirely. All that roast, all the mutton. Not even the sausage grinder will want her now. Give her here, will you? Me little mouldering darling.
Snake, wing of worm, through and slice and stir.
Where's the sheep?
Slipping through our hands.
These damn birds won't fetch more than a pittance.
Conversations about decomposing mutton. Focus, source hunter. Focus.
Where was the cemetery again? Here. Yeah, here.
Where are you, Jake? Are you playing?
Wow, that dead sheep smells pretty great. I mean, wow. But it's nothing compared to Jake. Seems like some mutt is marking my territory. Join you? No way. I mean, You smell pretty great. Even better than the dumpster behind the butcher's house. But the town is full of scary stuff like body snatchers and bathtubs. Without my best friend, the most awesome Jake ever, here to protect me, I'd rather stay far away. Just bring those smelly items to me here.
May the seven keep you.
Jake, where are you? Are you here, Jake? Jake! Where are you, Jake?
May the
Are you
seven
playing around
keep
me?
you.
I smell rotten lamb chops.
Rest in peace, darling.
Where are you, Jake? Are you playing around me? I
May the
smell
seven keep you.
rotten lamb chops.
Rest in peace, darling.
Okay, let's go here. Wait a moment.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap gold each.
Be the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Owen has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes. Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of gold each.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gormanberg.
Fresh haddock, perfect for a fry-up.
Okay, let's go.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! These business by Alistair the Great.
Novak.
It's you. Just the person to answer a question that's been knocking around my mind since our first meeting. Now then, you must tell me, what's the best way of getting you to leave me alone on a more permanent basis? How curious of you to show interest in a lonesome stranger at the bar. Let me answer by saying that who I am is hardly any of your business, and anyone with an ounce of tact would have known that already. Can I tell you? I suppose I can, and I Why would I turn my attention away from this whiskey when Mendius right outside is simply panting with excitement about the whole affair? Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation, but I can't open this door for anyone who hasn't received Captain Aureus' explicit approval. Ready to have another look? One moment, I'll unlock the door.
Looking good.
You call to Ulgraf. He awaits your queries. With a simple nod, the rogue seems to say, "Shoot!" The rogue smiles broadly and dramatically produces the quill in question. He holds it aloft for all to admire, then jots down the following words.
Saw a wizard once in the village up north, Hunter's Edge. Wizard had nifty things, brooms that sweep by themselves, big star viewer in the garden. Went into his house by night, found quill by spellbooks, kept it, never needed ink no more. Hands used to be black as chimney sweeps. Clean now. Clean of ink, that is, not of thievery. Man's got to eat after all.
The hunters go stalking in the night. By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all! End it all in blood! Ah! You have come, yes. That is most satisfactory. Begone, brittle mask of age. Hear me now repeat the words of Brittletooth, the child snatcher of Carador. Come, play with me, for I'm hungry. Come, play, play, play! My name is Eglandir Twil Salanar, elf of the House of Gandavum, the slaughtered House of Gandavum. But by the twin blades of the Shadow Vixen, I shall have my revenge. The walls of memory are stained with blood, and I would see them bloodier still. The game, yes! A game of blood and brutality, of death and dexterity. Fun as herring the horror harlequin. But, like the serpentine stalker hisses before the stab, hush now. Darkness, darling. Hush, hush, and listen to my tale. The elves of Gandavum, they lived in peace. Oh, yes. But one night, when the moon had hid her face, the orcs of the tribe of Kazuldagar beset our city. They cooked and ate and burned every last one of us. The light of dawn never saw an elf of Gandavum no more. All undone. Every last one of us. Except for me, the Midnight Rambler, away from the city. I was very old back then already, though indeed I whisper of many years hence. But death shall not find me. Oh no, not until every beast of Kazuldagar has been bled. I may be frail, a withered grey, but the wealth of kings is mine. Countless assassins have ministered to the vengeance that is my want, and now is almost over. By Kala, Lady of the Last Gaze, I swear it is almost done. Only the very last one of the Kazuldagar still eludes me. The crowning kill that would seal its fate and mine alike. I have tracked her down by the curse of the spine spear I have. She does not know her ill-shapen sun is setting fast. Color the dusk red, O sword of youth. Bloody the day with the bramble sap that runs through the veins of Victoria. Bring me the amulet that clings to her flesh, soon to fade. And yours shall be the bounty of vindication. Mine shall be its sanguine satisfaction after long, long last. Yes, Victoria. She is the one whose heart must be held in hand. The heart around which the fingers of that hand must clench and tighten until its choking flesh bulges with blood and its beat slowly breaks. The orcs of Kazuldagar, they knew my name. Oh yes. By the bite of the roving rattler, they knew my design. And so they sought to save their last, an infant, she who was to be queen. To no avail, oh no. Years, how many I know not. Years I searched, and now she has been found. Her name is that of a woman, her employment that of a civilized being. But by the fork of Barbara Man-Eater, she is nothing but an orc, a cyst of nature, one of a misbegotten litter dragged into life from the tumoured womb of a filthy, coarse-haired beast that was humped like a dog in the darkness of a stinking hollow. Victoria, librarian, daughter, adopted child of Cecil, Mayor of Sicile. There is bloodlust in you. I can feel it. Let it out. Set it free. Undo the last of the Kazuldagar. By the breasts of Sishara Goatsuckler, give me my revenge!
That was quite the radical change we witnessed. I never would have thought that the benign old man we met outside would turn out to be a vengeance-driven aficionado of assassins.
Victoria!
He is as much a savage as those orcs. And how is Victoria guilty of her tribe's crime if she was but a babe at the time?
Indeed. Victoria probably doesn't even know about her past. And yet she's on a, let's call him, eccentrics hit list.
For you, Victoria!
Elf och Bloodfood. Eclander revealed that he wants to kill Victoria, who was part of the orc tribe that murdered his family. He wants us to bring her amulet as proof of her death, to add to his already impressive collection.
Sluma, soul shredder. The end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria!
I think he's a little crazy.
Come now, Alistair. Sure.
Really now, I can't afford to indulge in chit-chat with my legion of followers. Even a star needs a few moments to himself. Hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Counselor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wish the man harm.
Alistair, surely you've met your match.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman there.
Let's check in the well. Oh. Nope.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
What do you mean invalid combination?
Many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Hello again, adventurer. I hope you wiped those muddy boots on your way in. Oh, he's always been something of a rascal, calling his petty hooliganism adventuring and endlessly worrying my poor mind. Oh, but of course, I've always loved that scamp to bits. For my part, I encouraged him to join the Legion. Even got him sparring with Captain Orius now and then. But then those blasted Fabulous Five came into town. That band of... I don't even know what to call them. Well, they're his heroes, and I simply couldn't prevent him from going to see them. That one meeting was all it took for Tom to run off with them on some mission to God knows where. Kaltorja get a friend. Kira Lizor. Oh, Do pardon my language, my friend, but that is quite the startling revelation. So much sadness, so much anguish. Eglandir's tale is heartrending, though it seems that in the pursuit of retribution, he has himself become as great a ghoul as those that wronged him. Does he not see that I am now the one who is to be wronged? Why, oh why must he make me, of all gentle-minded and life-loving creatures, why must he make me the target of his imperishable hate? Whom have I ever harmed? I live for books, not brutality. So, let us approach the situation with reason and ask ourselves, where do we go from here? Though, first let me say this. Hashizm bil kushum zunum. From my heart, I thank you for warning me. I thank you and I trust you. So pray, let me pose the question. What do you advise we should do? My amulet? But it is Haxmaji, a sacred token that houses the presence of my ancestors. No, I cannot part with my talisman, the keepsake of my soul. You may try and trick me out of my amulet, but you will not succeed. I said you shan't have it, and that is final.
That's what you get.
Turjageta, friend. Yes? Have you decided what should be done about him? Leg Fizoda! Yes, a capital notion. Let him be brought before the law for his schemes. I am an innocent, and Eglandir would see me dead. That is a grave offense, is it not? It would probably be better if you rather than I informed Captain Aureus, though. He bears little goodwill toward me ever since my more savage brethren have been marauding the beaches and killing his legionnaires.
Okay, let's go talk to the... Hmm?
Come on! Come on! Can't you hear the stage calling?
Oh, aha!
Today, I think,
My word!
the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm. Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and re mi fa sol la ti. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to prepare for the next show. Autographs will have to wait until the end. I doubt I have to tell you that I am the amazing singing Stefan, the only sentient severed head in Sicile. My audience sings my praises from hill and dale. Psst, you're a source hunter, aren't you? Oh, bless the seven. You've got to help me. I've been kidnapped. Pleasure to meet you. Now, please, Stefan has many fans to meet today. Psst, now help me. Take me to Reginald's cellar. There I will reveal everything.
My word!
It won't be the worst indignation I've suffered. Get on with it then.
What do you think you are doing? You there! Take a seat! Prepare to laugh your head off, cry your eyes out, and teeter on the edge of your seat with an original tale from Stefan, the Talking Severed Head! What a generous spectator! Find a seat in the front, eh? I think you've gotten quite familiar enough by now, thanks. Keep your paws in your pockets, if you please. I am Reginald the Illusionist, purveyor of the most amazing artifact in Andervale. This fantastical talking head. Catch the act while you can. This show will only remain in Sicil as long as there are Legion soldiers to entertain.
Fantastic! Bravo! What are you looking at me for? There's a great show going on right in front of you. And look, there stands the world-famous Reginald the Entertainer. Better check it out if you don't want to miss the time of your life. Oh, I'm nothing but your average man taking in the best show I've ever seen. I'm amazed and astounded that for a meager gold coin or two, I can take in this first-rate entertainment all day long. Ha! Well, I've stumbled into quite the fine gig. I'll just let my appreciation for Reggie's work be known, and he slips me a few gold coins in return. My voice happens to carry pretty far. Sicil hears me. Sicil wants to see what the fuss is all about. And let me tell you, this amazing show just can't be beat.
So
My
ardently did he
word.
crave creamy blues and gory
My
reds
word.
that he ordered a contest across his realm. Today, I think, a king, the great
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
Zombie ate your dog? Orc sunk your ship? No matter! You're at Katerina's Fair, a veritable summer home for troubled minds. Won't you take a seat and let our esteemed entertainers whisk you off to a better place?
Fantastic! Bravo! Bravo!
just sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elliot, who is said to have known
My
Sigurd himself,
word!
that the king had a great thirst
Look like an actor just waiting for his
My
big
word!
Did he crave creamy blues and gory reds?
My
That
word!
he ordered a contest across his realm.
Tricks of the kids! This here...
Come on! Come on! Can't you? And who are you supposed to be? Oh, I should have been one of the greats. But here I am gathering peasants to watch peasants perform broadside pageants for peanuts. No, really? I hadn't noticed. If not for this ridiculous condition, you'd know me as the king's favorite thespian. Don't you have an impressive library here in Sicil? I'm sure that beast of a librarian could rustle something up for you. Take it up with Katerina. She's the master of this pig circus after all. You right in front. I'll excite you. I'll delight you. I'll beguile you. I'll besmile you. I'm Cedric the Sensational, and I'm playing to an empty audience. Come on, don't pity me. No, sir. Just a few years ago, I was the all-singing, all-dancing, all-sensational darling of the town. People came from far and wide just to witness my amazing act. When Reginald came, he brought some fantastic prop with him. Now, have you seen it? A talking head. Now, I never expected a silly gimmick like that to be my main competition. It seems even my usually choosy audience has been taken in by that hack's little gizmo. I'm a man of skill, sleight of hand, feats of wit, and pure entertainment. This curio is ruining what used to be an art. And even when there's no crowd to speak of, old Reggie still has at least one fan calling bravo and hee-haw. Sure as the sun sets, that one devotee attracts 5 more, and those 5 more all curious about the commotion. I don't know how he inspires such loyalty with less talent contained between his hat and his boots than I've in my crusty handkerchief. I, a person whose sole job is to praise the performance and stir a crowd. A genius invention. No wonder Reginald has had such success. I knew his act couldn't have outshone mine on its merits alone. Please, you must hire him for me. Imagine the scowl on that conman's face when my rightful audience returns to me. A must-see event.
Jättesnygg.
You there? You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
But the question is, where is Cedric's cellar? Or not Cedric, who was it? Reginald's cellar. Where is Reginald's cellar?
This I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Come one, come all, and see the amazing singing Stefan! Sicil's only sentient severed head!
Word. What are you looking at me for? There's a great show going on right in front of you. And look, there stands the... Well, I don't see why I should. Reginald and I have grown rather friendly, you know? And in any case, it'll be hard to pull myself away from this fantastic show.
Fantastic! That the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm.
My word!
Today, I think, a king. The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war
My
machines.
word!
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm. Today, I think, a king. The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew
I don't need to prove a thing to you, my friend. I'm happy where I am, and that's where I'll stay, thanks. Now, if you'll excuse me...
ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds
My
that he
word!
ordered a contest across his realm.
Fantastic!
Today, I
My
think, a
word.
king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this
Fantastic.
I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Come one, come all, and see
My
the amazing singing Stefan! Sicil's
By
only
the seven,
sentient
what
severed
a
head!
tale!
Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow
My
of war
word.
machines.
What are you looking at me for? There's a great show going on right in front of... Well, I've stumbled in.
That the king had a great thirst for colour.
Fantastic.
What are you looking at me for? There's a great show...
My
Ordered
word!
a contest across his realm.
Okay, I failed that one.
You there! You don't look like someone who's ever been serenaded by a severed head!
Fantastic.
Step right up!
My word.
Fantastic!
Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd
My
and his rainbow
word.
of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba,
Fantastic.
who knew Elliot, who is said
Don't
to
ask me what the tale's about.
By the seven, what a tale!
so ardently did he crave creamy blues and
My
gory
Back for more, I see! Well, I can't say I'm surprised. What with Stefan rattling off legendary yarn after yarn. Take a seat, won't you? Ha! Yes, I know of that talentless bull. He was here entertaining the troops before I was brought in. I'm sure the hack simply bored his audience to tears until they cried for a replacement. Enter Reginald the Illusionist. We need our boys in red happy, relaxed, and ready to fight. Not wasting their energies cringing at a fool with a depressed rabbit in a borrowed hat. Are you impressed by my prowess in the arts of entertainment? Nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd. And that crowd warmer has increased my profits by 60%, simply by showing a little honest appreciation for our show. I think you've gotten quite familiar enough by now, thanks. Keep your paws in your pockets, if you please.
Okay.
Tricks are for kids. This here is the greatest illusion in Andorel.
My word!
Legionnaire at your service.
Another peaceful day, sir.
You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the undead-infested wilds to me. You may have the right number of champions in your party, yet in experience I think you are most probably lacking. Of course, the choice is yours, but are you sure you want to venture out? Thank you for heeding my...
Okay.
Oh, what
discovered anything? I see. You've come to report a dead sheep. A heap of mutton that sailed into view upon your robbing the grave of a councillor. Lovely. Well, don't just stand there gawking like guppies. Hire yourself to Roberts the mortician. If anyone buried a sheep, obviously it was him. Well, have you found any incriminating evidence against her? If so, let's have it. If you must. Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects, sorcerers. He'll be seeing flying carpets next.
Pleasure of putting her down yourself.
Go on, you said. What's the harm, you said? Well, you turned out to be as crooked as a barrel of fish hooks.
Oh, thank you to take a step in another direction. This is the Legion treasure room, and you've no business bothering with it. Your not so sterling reputation happens to precede you.
Sorry, sir. You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
We can also try to investigate the strange cave, but it's outside.
Come on with the dramatics, it's not as bad as all that.
You think
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it.
Feeling hot under the collar.
Did someone leave an oven door open?
No, there's my pepper. Did it sprout legs and run away? Yeah.
What's in here?
I wouldn't venture too far out of town if I were you. Many legionnaires did so before you. Very few have returned. Ahu's invention, the stasis blaster. Quite a sight, no? The ray can singe a zombie or skeleton to ash in a matter of seconds. These days we legionnaires hold a lottery to see who gets to man the things. You can bet it's no small amount easier to blast those flesh-eating monstrosities from a distance than to get within striking range. Don't ask me how the blaster works, though. I just make sure the thing's hitting its targets.
Oh, I can't get there. That's outside. teleport a pyramid. Wait.
Oh my gods! What is going on here? First I have to shoo away a creeping white tomcat, and now there's a perfect stranger in my bathroom. Get out, will you?
Excuse me. I swear I'll murder the creature that sent me here. I'll tear him to shreds. I'll shove it is a little plank in the night. Christmas does no. It'll be quite a story to tell tomorrow. So Harry, I came by way of magical pyramid. I didn't know where I would end up. Oh. You just have to figure out the order. Never mind.
A magical pyramid, eh? Frivolous and lecherous magic, more like. Leave my house, afore the divines punish you for your aberrant ways.
Using territory you to the other pyramid. Give them to your party members or to Captain
If you please. This room is private.
What can I do for you, Source Hunter? And so let the hunt... Daemon. And so let the hunt...
What are you still doing here? Begone!
The seven grant abundance!
Out!
Interesting devices, these pygmies among pyramids. They may be small of stature, but their potential is gigantic. Deceivingly clever. It is a trait all demonic machinations share. Yes, demonic. So very obvious to the trained eye. These apparatuses have been forged among the voids of the outer realms, where the light of stars does not reach. You do well to treat them with the utmost care. Perhaps it would even be for the best if you sling them into the reaches of infinity that surround the shelter plane. Better safe than sorry. It is an uncommonly trite thing to say, but it applies to all things demon-dreamt and devised. Whether you agree with me or not, always remember this, hunters, always, that when demons are in play, you are the hunted, and that it takes stupendous cunning and strength to escape their snares. The very moment you are certain you have them in your grip, that is the moment their traps spring, and it is their grip that shatters your soul. Dueling with demons is like playing chess against an opponent with queens for pawns. They sit and grin while your pieces slip in the sweaty fear that drops from your beleaguered brow.
Okay, Councillor's wife. Teleport the pyramids. Aha! My name. Out of the city. Best.
Excellent. Let's keep it that way.
Mortician workplace. Oh, this is what I needed actually.
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging through the docks? Or have those infernal statues sent another soul flying to his death? This here's my family business. Yes, there's been a Roberts escorting stiffs into the next life since the foundation of Seal itself. They don't write epics about morticians, but I'm proud of my work nonetheless. Sad story, that. Though if I'm speaking plainly, the sentimental aspect of it all doesn't make much of an impression on an undertaker. Especially not these days, with so many laid low by the orcs and such like. I just concern myself with giving the remains a respectable exit from life. We set him to rest in the northern graveyard. Perhaps he can finally get a little peace. A sheep? That's a whole heap of nonsense. Don't bother me with such wild tales. I suppose you're right. At least if I tell you myself, you'll hear the proper account of things. I buried that blasted sheep, but I swear on my lucky left foot I had nothing to do with that body disappearing. 1 minute it was on my slab, you see. I left the room for just a moment to answer the bell in the front parlour, and when I returned, the body was simply gone. In its place was a sack containing more gold coins than I could even count. The message was clear. Silence is golden. My business has been declining right alongside the rest of our blighted city. And that sack of gold was worth more than I made during one of the good years. I needed cash, and someone needed my silence. I knew I had to bury something or risk being found out. So that night, I stole into the market and made off with Bertia's fattest sheep. It was a bloody waste to stick so much fine meat into the ground to rot, but it had to be done. The next day, the pallbearers retrieved Jake's coffin, sealed to hide the body's terrible wounds, none the wiser that within the casket lay nothing more venerable than a slaughtered beast. Now, you can imagine I've spent more than my share of restless nights wondering who could have wanted that cadaver and for what purpose. I'm not an inch closer to imagining the why, but I've got a few inklings as to the who. Near as I can reckon, there are only 4 people who could have been involved. Mayor Cecil, Captain Aureus, Theleron's apprentice Evelyn, and Esmeralda. Plenty of us shopkeepers entrust the mayor with the spare keys to our businesses, you know. And he's the only person in town with a second copy of the key to the mortuary. He could have used it to sidle in without a peep, if he were so inclined. Aureus himself paid me a visit the night the body was delivered. Came rapping at my door in the frosty morning before the sun had even started peeping, and told me to tell him, and only him, if I noticed anything strange or suspicious about the remains. Can't see why he'd bothered to go through all that trouble, unless he knew something the rest of us don't. I know it sounds strange suspecting the doctor's apprentice of something so ghoulish as this, but there's few in this city could manage to transport a corpse without raising eyebrows. It was she who delivered Jake's body from the inn to the mortuary, and there was something about her that night, some kind of excitement. Seemed she could barely contain her thoughts, that there was something thrilling about to happen. I can't quite settle it in my mind how a young medical professional would have such a strange reaction to an occasion such as that. And this may or may not have anything to do with the whole rigmarole, but her master, Dr. Theleron, bought an old shack of mine, one overtaken by undead, for an exorbitant price considering what he was getting. I never did figure what he wanted it for, but he sure seemed eager. I never saw a widow less distraught at the death of her husband, and I've seen hundreds pass through my parlour. It was she who rang my bell just before the body was snatched, lured me outside claiming she needed air before discussing the funeral arrangements. Some accomplice could have sneaked in and grabbed the remains while I was comforting the oh-so-overcome Esmeralda. That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair, and I certainly plan on making some use of it. That old bag's as fat as a heifer. She won't miss that sheep for a moment, and she sure as hell won't starve over it.
Well, that's what you get for trying.
murderous dragon's
Beyond these walls, the dead roam
It never
free,
rains,
Hunter.
but it pours,
Be
eh?
vigilant.
Sod all the way to my boot soles.
The doctor rolls and stumbles closer but speaks no words. A low moaning growl rumbles from its throat. Diary. My dogs tried to warn me of the horrors that surrounded. I heard the savage snarl in the fearsome growls. My Doxa and Sheba, the pains of would-be burglars, scared. But there is a small stomach-churning yelps ended everything. As the night falls, I am alone and I dare not leave. Peering from a chink in the curtain, I saw Doxa and Sheba's silhouettes prowl in the yard. My pups, my friends, they live. But I cannot open the door, not yet. I shall wait for the light of the sun to return before I brave the waking nightmare. Day has come and I dare to venture outside. The zombies appear to be gone for the present. Dux and Shiba greeted me with tails wagging and ears lowered. My old friends as yet, but as they approached, the green, sickening light in their eyes told me they were changed. Something is growing inside them. The wretched zombies have taken their true souls, infected them with whatever unnatural, out-of-worldly power governs the undead. I fear what they will become, but I cannot aim a spear at my own friends. At least the zombies will leave them alone.
According to his diary, this bloke couldn't put down his dogs even after he knew them to be infected.
Who could bear to harm his best friends? Especially when they only showed signs but no symptoms of turning.
He who would let infected beasts spread their sickness is a sentimental fool.
The doctor loosens Sambos closer but speaks no words. A low moaning growl rumbles from his throat.
Must keep still. Mercy me. It walks, but it's not dead. I wasn't entirely certain I'd ever meet anyone any more fitting that description. The name's Wolfram, and it's a delight to make your acquaintance. Good to see, by the by, you don't belong to the Legion. 10 of their number accompanied me on a fact-finding mission to an ancient burial mound. But, as it turns out, they stood a snowflake's chance in hell against the undead. Not that I reckon my chance is any higher, though, especially with that vicious undead mutt prowling the grounds around this here ruin. I'd go so far as to say I'm in dire need of an armed escort back to the city, as a matter of fact. I'm an archaeologist and connoisseur of the undead. Because of my expertise, Lieutenant Selenia, a commander of the Legion in Sicile, wanted me to investigate the ancient burial mound just outside of town, hoping to uncover the source of the zombie plague. No such luck, though. Quite so. I live for the dead, so to speak. The combination of archaeology and a case of incidental necromantic magic is what sparked my interest in the field. Of course, I'll be glad to share what knowledge I have obtained over the years. Zombies are the results of vile necromancy in action. Among the resurrected dead, there are those who used to be wizards, and they can cast spells still. They slay their prey and bring them back as deathless thralls that fester with the diseases of decay. Should you encounter these menaces, always try to pick them off from afar. Don't let them get close, or they'll riddle you with the poisons and the blight that afflict them. These ones in particular, the ones around Sicile, are the resurrected soldiers of Brachus, the last and most infamous in the line of sorcerer kings. He himself is supposed to be buried somewhere around here, but no one knows where the actual grave is. Long have I searched and deep have I dug, but so far I haven't found anything more spectacular than rusted weaponry and shards of pottery. Be that as it may, Brachus' soldiers stalk these lands anew, and they still fight like veterans. I told those fools of legionnaires to bring maces instead of swords. You know, weapons that crush these skeleton bones, not blades that may ricochet right off. Hell, even a sturdy branch would do the job better. But they didn't listen, and now they're dead. Oh, and don't be surprised if the dead use an unusual amount of magic against you. These soldiers were loyal to a sorcerer king after all. Dark magic all around. I'll never make it back to Sicile alone. But you've gotten this far. You can bring me back, can't you?
We certainly can. Let's be off.
Indeed. Don't you worry. We'll keep you safe.
Marvelous. Mighty fine of you. Lead the way, I say.
Wargraf is all resolved now that a rescue mission is underway. Like a knight protector, he stands by the stranded archaeologist's side.
The pickpocket fancies himself a paladin. Let's see how well you fare on your noble quest, for the dead don't make the distinction.
One foot in the grave here! Help me!
I don't know why, but that spider is so cute. Hammer time. How much? 3.
Please, crush these thieves before they crush me!
Kippy.
Revitalize and restore.
Take that, you undead vermin!
Kippy.
Ramming speed!
Oh. Targets can be moved away from it.
On one foot in the grave here! Help me!
Freeze.
Please, crush these thieves before they crush me!
You did it! We made it!
Yes.
Oh, cheers for escorting me to safety. You're a godsend, you are. I'll be in the King Crab clearing the dust from my throat. The drinks are on me if you'd like to partake.
May I remind you that saving the lives of simpletons isn't worth an iota of our time. There are demons out there. Nothing else matters. By Parbatha's silver talons must we linger so. An idle brain is a demon's workshop, hunter. I can tell you if you wish, but you'd have to listen to the tale of my life, because my future, such as it is rooted deeply into my history. Yes, let's get this over with. Once upon a time, I was a king in a land of beauty to the east. A land of tigers and slender towers, of deserts and forests, of sun and all the world's wealth. I was a young king, handsome and all-powerful. Every nobleman would have killed his own brother if I promised to take his daughter's hand in marriage. But I refused their incessant implorations. I knew my life as a sovereign would be self-indulgent, but also a self-delusory one, if I weren't to marry for love. And so a handful of years went by. The king's throne I myself occupied, whereas the queen's throne remained empty but for the court's cats that would nap the afternoons away upon its velvet cushions. But then one day, a young woman visited my kingdom. She was a poetess and a storyteller. People flocked to her, listened to her every word as if receiving mantras from the divines. I invited her to my palace, and soon our days, our nights, our love and our lives intertwined. Hiraka. How I miss her still. Miss the brilliance of her mind that was both as sparkling and as unbreakable as the diamonds that adorned her body. Oh, and how I miss her body. 1,000 artists I could have commanded, show me beauty. But she would have effortlessly surpassed their every endeavor, and curving her lips into a smile, make them break their sculptures in tearful impotence. And yet, true happiness, that commodity more precious and even more fleeting than the dominion of kings, sang to us like the nightingale, only to depart come the dawn of our first year's unity. A malady overtook me, and I began to wither. It was an unparalleled horror. Scores of physicians flocked to my bedside. They traveled from realms across the seas, hoping to cure the mighty Jehan, undo the gloom that had befallen the land, and mere vultures that they were, to be paid handsomely for their efforts. But none of their potions took effect. Their salves seared, but did not soothe my fading flesh. Like a ghoul I looked, unburied yet risen from the grave. In futile anger I struck my mirror, but broke my brittle fingers only, not its ever-mocking surface. That, hunter, is a tale for later. I realize I haven't answered your initial question yet. Why it is that I chase time like a lioness its prey. But we'll get to that part later, should time permit. Good. No use in standing about.
Who would have thought it? Jehan, an all-powerful king, stricken by a horrid plague, the memory of which plagues him still.
No wonder. From the sound of it, he was at death's door.
The higher your station, the deeper you may fall. He may live, but clearly Jehan is a king no longer.
Esmeralda. Let's go here.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
Here it is.
Welcome be, my friend. Waitress, another round of beers, if you please.
Challenging the
Quite so. I live for the dead, so to speak. The combination of archaeology and a case of incidental necromantic magic is what sparked my interest in the field. Of course, I'll be glad to share what knowledge I have obtained over the years. Zombies are the results of vile necromancy in action. Among the resurrected dead, there are... Should you encounter these menaces, always try to pick them off from afar. Don't let them get close, or they'll riddle you with the poisons and the blight that afflict them.
Hello again. How can I help you?
I want to sell something.
The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's grown more swollen than Saffron's, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Hello again. How can I help you?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
The color consumes power equipment. No. Yes, it was this. No, okay. Never mind then.
Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's End?
Let's go back.
brutes will never make it inside these walls. Excellent. Let's keep it that way. Good luck out there, Hunter. Evil lurks beyond Sightseal's ramparts. I'm
Okay.
tripping.
First, save. Come, my pretty. Six.
Vengeance from the skies.
see the white light.
See how fast she scuttles?
On the mend! On the mend!
A little help here?
Corruption!
Salve of the Seven.
Now the big question is, how can I heal? Orders. By order of Captain Aulus, investigate the lighthouse, a potential hotbed of undead activity. Eliminate any undead and report findings back to base.
This must be part of the expedition Lieutenant Selenia was talking about.
Not much we can do for these sad souls. But where are the others?
So this is the lighthouse, probably. Or close to it at least. Ooh, gold. I take it. An apple. Ooh, I apparently missed the chest. Allows you to cast fireball. Number of users 3. And again, this is one of those sort of streams. Thank you everybody for watching. Let's see if there's anybody live. Well, there's one. We can rate them. I have no idea what game they are playing, but thank you everybody for watching. I apologize, this was one of those sort of streams, but I am again a little tired. Thank you everybody for watching. Oh, Kind the Alchemist. Kane the Alchemist. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. It is just a long day. So this was a kind of a sort of stream. So I apologize. But hello. Nonetheless, but let's go say hello to the emotional support order. And see you again next time. Same Veno channel. Bye bye.